the 19-week scan, we went to the Women's and Children's Hospital, and they pretty much told us then and there that, yeah, there was a severe heart defect.
You would be amazed at our statistics. Childhood heart disease is the leading cause of death in Australian children under the age of 5. 1 in 100 children are born with childhood heart disease.
Which is really any structural abnormality of the heart that develops during fetal life and is then present at birth. So that's what congenital heart disease is.
We were actually given the opportunity to terminate if we wanted, because it was going to be a hard road, and we just asked the question, do you think he has a chance of life? And they said yes, so of course we wanted to give him every chance of life if he had.
We went to the hospital, the Women's and Children's. She had a chest x-ray, and that's when we found out that she had an enormous enlarged heart, and was told that night that she would have to have a heart transplant.
So acquired heart disease in children is heart disease that is not present at birth, so it's not congenital, but it's acquired at some time during childhood or adolescence.
I'd never known anyone that had a heart disorder, only older people who had had, you know, maybe a heart attack or something.
There's a great deal of research occurring worldwide and in Australia on all aspects of congenital heart disease, including why it occurs and the diagnosis and the management of congenital heart problems.
HeartKids South Australia started as a volunteer group made up of parents caring for their children with childhood heart disease and coping with the day-to-day realities of raising a child with childhood heart disease.
Didn't know what was going to happen, how it was going to evolve, how everything was going to be for her.
2 to 3 South Australian children each week need to travel to the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne for life-giving heart surgery that is not offered here in Adelaide.
We don't perform open heart surgery for children in Adelaide. We refer children needing those procedures to Melbourne for that treatment, and that really relates to the fact that we are serving a smaller population base in South Australia compared to the eastern states.
Within 3 days, him and I were flown on a Royal Flying Doctors plane to Melbourne, and David drove over with twins who were 3.5 at the time, and my parents all in one car, not knowing how long we were going for.
I'm self-employed, so I had to give up my business. Lynn had to give up her job. Emma was doing year 12 at Cabra, and she started at Cabra for about a fortnight, and then we all ended up in Melbourne for 8.5 months, so we had to relocate to Melbourne, and it was through family and friends who organised different events to raise money so that we could basically live from day to day.
Travel assistance fund that HeartKids has is there to provide, it only provides up to $120, so there's a lot of families that are significantly out of pocket for accommodation. So the hospital will fly the parents and the sick kid over to Melbourne and fly them all back, which is tremendous. But siblings, rellies, forget it, that's their problem. Accommodation, forget it, that's your problem. So there's some subsidy towards accommodation, but it is, you could be there for 2 weeks, you could be there for 20 weeks.
HeartKids South Australia's support budget alone is over $150,000 each year. The state government provides 13% of that money, so that means that HeartKids has to raise 87%.
Heart disease is 4 times the problem for kids of cancer. Then we need to get it out there that is actually the case, and make people, the general public, aware of that. With that, hopefully, will come a few dollars where we can start supporting properly a lot of the families that go to Melbourne for surgery. It's a massive financial kick in the guts for a lot of families, and a lot of these families can't afford it.
Childhood heart disease is a huge problem. And we have been concerned for a long time that there has been a lack of awareness of this problem in the community. And what we see is that there is a huge opportunity for everyone involved in congenital heart disease, health professionals, families, children and adolescents, to help to increase the awareness of our community about this problem, and also to increase the support and the funding that's made available to help people with childhood heart disease.
HeartKids South Australia has a very dedicated events committee. This is made up of mainly mums and dads who have a child with childhood heart disease, and they put on some fantastic events throughout the year. Our biggest fundraiser is the City to Bay Fun Run. We had 840 people participate last year and raised a lot of money. A HeartKid mum organises that with her team of volunteers. IKEA also put on a ball party and a HeartKids Day to raise awareness and funds for HeartKids.
We're hoping that he'll lead a pretty normal life. We actually laugh and say that we think they put an extra heart in, because he's a flat out 2-year-old basically, and he just runs circles around his brother and sister, and
you'd never know.
You wouldn't know.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's been really good. I got back to playing district basketball at a Div 1 level, and got back to school and finished year 12, and my health's really good. Doctor's really happy with me. He said that it helped that I was healthy beforehand, and he expects that I'll live a pretty good life as long as I take my medication, and I'm allowed to play up sometimes, but yeah, he said as long as I follow the rules then I should be alright. So I'm no different to anyone else really.
Sometimes our weeks are tough in HeartKids. HeartKids South Australia is like one big family.